How's it going, everyone? Um, I'm still recovering from the Nurgle plague I was inflicted with, but I am here, and it's not so bad anymore. So I'm here to cast some games, and we do have one of the semifinal games between from the new player tournament. It's Hayseed and Sven, I believe. Let me just check though. Yes, we did have Hayseed and Sven, and the other two were Hepidorus and Angel. Those two I still need a replay from, but we'll cast the first replay. Hayseed versus Sven. Wait, okay, Angel is going to send it over as well. Yeah, it's been pretty tough. My whole week has just been coughing my lungs out, and yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Plus, of course, it being Texas, it's extremely hot. So not only am I suffering from the flu somehow in the heat, but I am that is happening. Yeah. But let us go with the first semifinal between Hayseed and Svensphere. We'll go over some other replays after that. Again, depending on how much my poor dreaded voice can handle. But I will try to get to as many as possible. Yeah, Alex. Hope you had a good showing this time, Shiryuki. So for Hayseed, we are going to be having the Wood Elves, and Svensphere will be playing Tzeentch. Be on the dead wood. So for the Wood Elves, we do have a Spellweaver of High Magic with Hand of Glory and Apotheosis Hand of Glory for that reload skill and melee attack, which obviously is going to be pretty nice for your Deepwood Scouts and your Glade Guard. Glade Guard, right? Yeah, I always confuse Eternal Guard and Glade Guard. But yeah, we also have Fiery Convocation as well. I didn't even know. Oh, okay. It's just an interesting choice there. But she is on foot, and then for the rest of the army, hold on, let me turn back on next smoothie. There we go. For the rest of the army, we are gonna have War Dancers and Dryads for the infantry, plus Eternal Guards with shields. We also have the Enigmas of Gairan, the Zotes ROR. They do have Flesh to Stone. Two uses of it, bound. Same with regrowth as well, which is pretty nice. A single use of it, which can be pretty useful. I'm not sure about it though. Typically the Zotes, especially the ROR variant, aren't really brought. But that regrowth could come in clutch. We have some Glade Riders with spears in the forest, and two more vanguarded behind the Tzeentchian side. For the Tzeentchian side, we do have a Chaos Sorcerer Lord with Sword of Change and Blue Fire, plus Blasted Standard for that plus 12 missile block, which could be okay against the Wood Elves, especially considering you're trying to protect your high value targets like the Knights of Immolation, right? But plus Arcane Conduit. And the rest of the armor, we do have the Knights of Immolation, Doom Knights ROR. You have that Serene Torrent ability, which is pretty nice. Recharges in melee, and some pretty fantastic damage. Rudders of Tzeentch as well for the front line, and typically the Wood Elf side isn't going to contest the air. Hawk Riders aren't really worthwhile in this matchup, so you're going to have free reign over the air with the Knights of Immolation just running around in the back line. Chaos Knights on both flanks, presumably, yes, which are heavy cav is great against the Wood Elves, especially if they didn't happen to bring the Blade Rider ROR, or I think it's Wild Rider ROR? Yeah, Wild Rider ROR, who have that AP anti-large. So, it's going to be pretty tough for the Wood Elves to deal with. Let's see what they do. We also have some Furies and Screamers as well. and same on the other flank too. Let's get into it. We also have a soul grinder, gonna be poking down any Zotes, Cav from the Wood Elf side, etc. It's gonna be fantastic all around. Already getting some damage done in on the Zotes. Zotes do have some missile resistance of 25%, but I think, does it count as artillery? I don't remember. I think it's just a missile attack, so it does count, it does help. But nonetheless, we are getting the front line engaging, and the word answers are not doing so great. You'd think they would, but they are struggling a bit. I guess the shields of the Zinchian side did soak up some of that damage from the word answers. Spellweaver taking a blue fire. It's a pretty considerable damage there. It's very nice. Night Simulation, what are they doing? Just parking up above, trying to find a spot at the moment. Dryads fighting and kind of losing out their battle there with the Marauders, and the Chaos Furies to jump around behind them and get a flanking charge. So makes sense. Still, the Chaos Furies now get recharged themselves and are disintegrating, and now they're gone. Chaos Knights get a very limp charge into the back of the Dryads. Not so great there. We do have a Chaos Spawn summoned in from that sword from the Chaos Sorcerer. Gonna be on top of the Deepwood Scouts. One gets shut down. You have two more still up and about, but one is being attacked currently by the Screamers. And we also have the other Chaos Knights shutting down the Eternal Guard, getting a rear charge on them. Probably going to collapse that really quickly. Weaver needs to get away. Infantry starting to look a little better for the Wood Elves, though some of them are stacked up way too much on the front line. You really only need one unit of infantry on each of these. The rest of these could be helping out in the back line to protect your Deepwood Scouts. So, yeah, losing those Deepwood Scouts is very, very unfortunate for the Wood Elf side. And I think, especially considering their only anti-large component to deal with the Chaos Knights is the Zotes, I think it probably will be going to the ZG side. But the Enigmas of Iran do get that flesh to stone, which doesn't really matter all that much, considering most units on the ZG side have magical attacks, but the Chaos Knights don't. So it will help in that regard. And they still have that regrowth. Oh, did they use it already? I think they probably used it. Spellweaver fighting and trying to stop these Chaos Knights, or these Knights of Immolation, and try to kill them all or two, hopefully. But we do have the Soul Grinder still shooting in as well. What's that value looking like so far? 1290 on the Soul Grinder, just doing wonderful shooting at those Zotes. That's a perfect target for them with the anti-large and that missile. We have a bonus large of 40. Yeah, just look at that damage already racking up. It's really, really nice. And that simulation might get a little drop in here with the Searing Torrent. Gonna do some pretty decent work. The Dryads are very spaced out formations, so they're not gonna take that much damage as opposed to something like Blade Guard, rather Eternal Guard, excuse me. But nonetheless, Blade Riders fighting the Chaos Knights. Obviously, they're gonna lose that fight, especially with the rear charge of the Knight Simulation. Gonna shut that down. And yeah, that will be going to the Zinchian side. Well played to both players. I did like seeing the Zotes ROR, it's pretty cool. But yeah, definitely want to invest in either more Cav and less ROR Zotes, or bring less Deepwood Scouts. And let's see. Just go over real quick, just really quickly. I struggle to remember names, but yes, this is probably going to be your best answers to heavy cav from the Zinchian side. Obviously, if they get 2v1 by Chaos Knights, or if they get surrounded by Screamers and a Chaos Knight, they're going to lose their fight. But if you're careful with them, they can help you win out those engagements. But yeah, Wild Riders are going to be your best bet. Blade Riders are okay too, but regular Zotes are fine. They do have magical attacks plus some nice bonus large, but they only have 60 armor and not that great melee stats, 30-40. But again, that bonus large will help out with that regard. You just got to make sure not to get them tied down by any infantry units. But yeah, Glade Guard would help as well. Mass Glade Guard rather than Deepwood Scouts. But let's go over the replays. That was the first semi-final there. Let's go over to the second one here. I just got sent it over by Angel. It's gonna be a Dowie versus TK matchup. So let's see how that goes. Played my first game badly, got an unlucky matchup, and then a mirror. What were you playing, Alex? What was the what was the unlucky match? Sadly, I messed up against Zeech and in the mirror, so went 1-2. The mirror was a disaster, but the Zeech matchup was on the edge. High Elves versus Skaven. That is a pretty tough matchup for the High Elves, I gotta say. I do not blame you at all for struggling in that match. I know fantastic High Elf players I'd hate that matchup so much, so I do not envy you, your position. Hey, Sponge. So, for the Dwarven side, excuse me, I'm going to try to mute anytime I need a cough, but it'll be a bit tough. But, Malachi McKayson will be leading the dwarves here. We do have deranged munitions for those magical attacks, and missile strength increases. Pretty nice all around. Gonna be hitting all these units right here. Especially do great work with the Iron Drakes. It's gonna help out a lot. But we also have Artillery Master, which buffs up even more your Goblin Hewer. Gonna be giving it more accuracy, I believe. Actually more range. I was looking at the wrong skill. Yeah, 30 accuracy and 10 reload skill. And then on top of that, he does have the Eyes of Grungni, which also buffs up the Goblin Hewer even more. And then all of the other range components for another 10% range and more missile strength increases. So this is a nasty, nasty little Dowie box we got here. We have Slayers in the backline, obviously, to protect any of your expensive range pieces. Goblin Hewer does have that nice boner versus large, but also they do great in general against infantry too. So just all around an awesome unit. It's just very hard to protect, but they do have a Slayer artillery crew, so they can fight off any large targets that jump on top of it for a little while. Whirlers as well, double plus triple Iron Drakes. I don't know what is going on in here. This is some dreaded Alfredino tech here, but this is scary. I do not want to be facing 3 Iron Drakes. We also have Miners of Blasting Charges plus regular Dwarven Warriors as well. And then we do have a Dragon Slayer hero with Heroic Killing Blow and Dragon Slayer's Fang. Cool. There's that 10 melee defense plus 10% ward save if their HP is less than 50%. I don't really like that conditional item, but that 10% ward save can help out a lot, I guess. For Tomb Kings, we do have Setzer the Imperishable on his kitty. Gonna do great work against the Dwarven side, bouncing around through the Dwarven infantry, as long as obviously it doesn't get shot by the Goblin Hewer and the Quarrelers don't focus fire him. We do have the Blessed Blade of Petra, gives that flaming attacks blinded magical attack. If you're gonna bring Setzer, I pretty much will always bring this item because blinded is such a good melee stat debuff. As you can see right there, minus 24 melee defense and minus 24 melee attack, plus minus 30 accuracy if he's like in a range component. So, and then obviously the flaming and magical attacks help bypass any resistances, but you're mostly there for the blinded effect. That's such a good unit. That's such a good item right there. Dijas Incantation of Cursed Blade. Just going to be spamming this out. It's a really cheap spell. 3 Winds of Magic. Every time you spam this out, you get the Restless Dead proc plus 0.20% healing for 6 seconds, which obviously is great. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're casting as much as you are, it adds up very quickly. Urson's Incantation of Vengeance as well. A wonderful spell, one of the best spells on the Nehekar roster I've learned as of recently. Just such a good spell, and I always get such good value with it. It's really cheap as well, 9 wins. Essentially like a Melkos Buna mix. But we do have Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Spearmen for the front line. And then we have another Cambrian War Sphinx, double War Sphinx. I've actually done this before, not against the Dawi, but against similar factions, like the Chaos Dawi. So you could do some pretty good work. You just got to be careful. Ushapti as well for the backline. Going to be using that anti-infantry AP to do some solid work into that Dawi infantry. For the Cav side, we do have the Nehekar Horsemen on both flanks, 3 in total, plus some Skeleton Horsemen in the back line and some Carrion as well, just to tie down any range components. Let's get right into it. I'm just going to speed up things a little bit as we don't have any. The Dawi player definitely needs to be moving up here because he doesn't have any ranged artillery that can force them to move, but he is going to move. They are going to move up their Iron Drakes to start shooting, so that's perfectly fine. But yeah, we're going to speed things up a little bit. But yeah, as nothing is starting to attack, as nothing is in range, you definitely need to be moving up as the Dawi player. Obviously, these are new players, but it's just a fair thing all around to the attacking role. Instead of having to force the Tomb King player to come to you, as you don't have any, like, again, massive, really ranged artillery. But Nehekar Horseman is going to get a charge in here on the Slayers, which is not great. Obviously, they're trying to get past them and get on top of the Iron Drake torpedoes, but they're going to get tied down and probably butchered there by the Slayers very, very quickly. Nehekar Horseman did get a charge in on the Quarrelers, get an okay engagement there. Just going to be mostly stopping them from shooting. These Skeleton Spearmen, they as well take a nasty blasting charge, but they do end up getting to the point, or actually get up to the infantry before taking too much damage. These Nehekar Horsemen get a charge in on the Quarrelers as well, going to stop them from shooting the shop to get a nice engagement on the Dwarven Warriors. Though we are going to need the Skeleton Warriors to help out, and might want to send these Skeleton Spearmen around to get through the back line to help out on that engagement. The same here, send these guys through the middle. We do have an Incantation of Vengeance hitting something. I'm not entirely sure what at the moment, but Cetra is causing a mess in the back line. The Dragon Slayer is trying to chase him down, but obviously it's tough to catch him. He's fast. He's not exactly easy to catch. War Sphinx is also causing a havoc as well, wrecking these Slayers and stopping these Iron Drakes from shooting. These Dwarven Warriors do get routed off, and now the War Sphinx is disrupting these Iron Drakes and doing some pretty good work at those collision attacks. My god, that was a really nice charge. Skeleton Warriors continue to push into the back line. We do have something being cast here. Is this another incantation? Yes, another Urson's incantation is going to do some really solid work there. Obviously, the Dwarven infantry does have magic resistance of 35% or spell resistance, so it's going to do some. It's going to mitigate a lot of that. But see, as you can see, they take that damage, and then they get a charge in from Cetra, causing them to terror route, and they're gone. This is doing some good. The Tomb King's player is doing some good work here, going around and shutting down a lot of the important pieces for the Tomb King's side. But the Dragon Slayer is continuing to chase, up to 532 value so far, not too shabby. Even just him poking down the Ushapti could be pretty good. He obviously is an anti-large hero, so Warhammer torpedoes are on guard mode and are being forced to shoot by the Dwarven player, but now the kiddies are coming over. They don't want to play anymore. They don't like being shot. So, yeah, those Iron Drakes being shut down very quickly. Oh my god, they're gone. Though, more are back. And again, they are very, considering they're dwarves, they are very, very resilient. They will continue coming back and are very persistent. There will be a major annoyance for the Tomb Kings. But Cetra does not mind it. He'll continue on. And, we'll push on through the Iron Drakes, try to shut them down somewhere. We also have the Ushapti summon in as well to try to help out with that. If they can shut those guys down, it could lead to that Tomb King's win, though. We'll see. Ushapti being shut down, though, unfortunately, by the Dragon Slayer. They Slayers being hit by Ursun's incantation might finish them off down to 500 HP. I don't know. 6, yeah, I think they're dead there. Goblin Hewer, I didn't even get to see what it did, but let's see, 493 value. It is shut down. Only has 2 models left. And does it even have any crew left? I'm not sure. I mean, obviously it does, but I'm not sure how much crew it has left. Dragon Slayer continuing to chase after the Ushapti. We do have the Iron Drake shooting into the back of the Ushapti as well. This is extremely well played by the Dwarven side, forcing the Ushapti to chase after Malachi, or rather baiting them to chase after Malachi, and letting them give them the opportunity to be shot in the back by the Iron Drake. Skeleton Warriors pushing into the back line, chasing off those Quarrelers, etc. as well, completely pushing off those Iron Drakes and War Sphinx as well. But for the infantry-wise, looks like there seems to be more for the Tomb Kings, but we do have the Dragon Slayer still have full HP. And what else we got here? We have one Dwarven Warrior coming back, a bunch of Skeleton Spearmen that are coming back as well. Balance of power is looking to be in the Tomb King's favor. Malachi shooting into Cetra, getting some shots in there. Dragon Slayer finishes off those Ushapti. The Skeleton Warriors might go into Grumbling. We'll see. These Dwarven Warriors might end up routing as well. These Quarrelers coming back and shooting, but they only have 29 models left. Not going to have a whole lot to really contribute. And the Iron Drake torpedoes are completely shattered off. Going to speed things up a little bit as Cetra starts trying to chase down those Quarrelers. You have the Dragon Slayer slowly finishing off the Skeleton Warriors. But yeah, I definitely think it'll be going to the Tomb Kings because there's too much infantry for the Dwarven side to have to chop through with just these 2 lone heroes and only 1 unit of Dwarven Warriors. Etc. Tries to get a little cheeky charge in, but he takes some damage, and definitely not smart to stay in engagement with these 2, obviously. Cetra's also taking some nasty damage from Malachi there with his shots. Malachi is not a pushover with those range shots. 707 missile strength with 110 of it being AP, and with 3 shots each. So definitely would keep Cetra out of the fight here. Really, I mean, if you're singling out Malachi, is not bad at all because Malachi is not a great fighter. But obviously if he gets help from the Dragon Slayer, that could be pretty bad. But you want to surround the Dragon Slayer at this point. Just drag out your infantry and to fully envelop the Dragon Slayer and Malachi. But we'll speed things up a little bit here. Malachi still shooting at Cetra somehow over the skeleton. How's Malachi doing that? He is grown a few inches, I guess. I don't know. But Cetra goes in there for another charge there. And yeah, we're just going to slowly grind things down. Malachi could honestly kill Cetra if he had the time to stay up and shoot, but no, he's not going to be able to shoot at all with the Tomb King's infantry. Yeah, I mean, you see Cetra down to 1391. Malachi trying to kite. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, look down. Cetra's down to 300 freaking HP. My God, this is... Yeah, taking Cetra out of that range is obviously the best choice. And the Dwarven player is just grinding down the rest of this infantry with the Dragon Slayer while he tries to finish off Cetra with Malachi. If Malachi could finish off Cetra, it really could turn things around. But obviously the Tomb Kings player is just not going to let that happen. I mean, if the Dragon Slayer does solo the entire Tomb King's army, it would be very much Warhammer Fantasy Slayer lore, because these guys just do not go down for some reason, by pure luck or just by writers, you know, giving plot armor to slayers. But yeah, I mean, look at that. He's just up to 307 kills right now, 2,000 value. My God, I think the Dragon Slayer actually will grind down the entire Tomb King's infantry. Yeah, if Malachi even gets like one shot on Cetra, it could be very, very bad. This is this cat and mouse game right now. This is just Tom and Jerry at the moment. Yeah, the Dragon Slayer is just taking no damage. 50 melee defense. My God, what a grind. Yeah, Malachi's trying to chase down his Slayer Death. Like, give me my Slayer Death. And etc. just doesn't want to give it. Oh my God, he takes a shot. Oh, but he misses. Okay, thank God, because of the trees. Oh, that. Oh no. So, all of the Tomb King's infantry, besides a single spearman, that goes to the Dawi? Wow. I could not imagine that the Dragon Slayer would grind down all of that. Oh my God. I can't believe that. The freaking Dragon Slayer. 2174, just butchering through all of those skeletons. Hey, Pride. Oh my God, yeah. That was such a Warhammer fantasy there. The Dwarven Slayer just somehow managing to not get stabbed in the freaking face by any of those skeletons. There was like 4 units of skeleton spearmen there, and somehow he just like barely took any damage from fighting all of those. Yeah, I saw something about some. Let's see. I think Angel said. Epidor said, "I will note that those spearmen were totally bugged." Angel said, "Dragon Slayer 2, they just didn't attack. I had to move and give attack again." Epidor said, "Yeah, he started the end of that grind at about 3,600, and 6 minutes later, he's at 3,300. No animations going on at all." So we can get a look at that again. I can hop back in there just to see what's going on there. Just out of interest. But 1544, it would suck a lot if, because that's insane. I can't believe that somehow that Dragon Slayer managed to grind down all of that infantry solo. Like, they're good, but that good? Let's see. I totally thought it was gonna go into the Tomb Kings there. Obviously, I knew that Angel was gonna win, but I did. I like halfway through forgot who even what Angel was playing. So for all I knew in the game, I could have thought Angel was gonna play Tomb Kings. Was when he was the Tomb Kings player. 1227 here on the Dwarven Slayers. 1414 on these guys. Quarters, nothing to write home about. 1224, 1133. The trauma torpedoes are so incredibly good now. It is insane. Not only do they have all that armor, but they have great Dwarven leadership, and then their torpedoes just are so fantastic now. They're just great against large targets, great against infantry. They're just they're just great all around. They're so tough to deal with. But obviously, whenever you get, if you're persistent with chasing them down, you can shut them down and whatnot. But the issue is that they keep coming back, and unless you have something with like a lot of mass like etc., it's gonna be tough. 494 on the Goblin Hewer. 2581 here on Cetra. He did some good stuff. Some nice resistance incantations. And just some really solid collision attack damage from his War Sphinx. 290 here. Neck Horseman didn't do that great. Shopti did fine. 1232 on this one. 89 kills. That's some nice work. How about this one? 511. The other War Sphinx also doing great as well. 1700. Well played to both players. No, that was a semi. Yeah, we can go over the finals in a moment. I just want to see really cool. I'll check after. I'll check after. Let me check. Let me get the finals. I want to see what they were talking about with the bugged units. So the finals would be Dowie versus Zeech. Let me get that replay. There we go. So it'll be Angel versus Sven Spear. See how things go. Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you guys for joining in and watching. And well played to everyone in the tournament. I hope I can watch them all the replays later on. But I mean, if I can't, still well played to everybody. For the Dowie side, we do have Malachi once again with that dreaded deranged ammunitions and Eyes of Grugni. We also have Gergum Iron Fist. He's going to do some pretty solid work. He's a nice anti-infantry fighter, and he does okay in melee as against other heroes as well. But he's definitely much better against just grinding down infantry with that bonus versus infantry of 15 and the solid AP. He also has the War Mourner for that weapon strength increase plus granting magical attacks, which obviously can be great against demonic factions like Siege. So Axes of Kadrin 2. We do so another weapon strength increase of 75% for base and AP, and then another 16 bonus versus infantry. We also have Felix. Gonna go for that hero hammer core on the Dowie side, and providing that healing with Karagul, Blood Oath. I got the item mixed up there. Blood Oath for that 0.20% for any allies in range, or lords of heroes in range. And then he has Karagul as well for that bonus versus infantry melee attack increase as well, and Helping Hand for that ward save and an extra 40 melee attack. So trying to buff these heroes up to output more damage. Dwarven Warriors will be the front line. We also have Quarterlers in the back line, plus double Iron Drake Trimer Torpedoes, Slayers as well, triple Slayer, and that'll be it for the Dowie side. No Goblin Hewer this time. I would like to see some Doomseekers in this match. I think they do fantastic here. Obviously, if they don't get focused down by, say, Pinks. But if they do have the opportunity, they will blend through pretty much all of the Zentrian infantry, and even doing some pretty good work into the Severed Claw. I don't know if they'll win against Chosen. I don't know. That'd be interesting to see. Chaos Source Warlord on a disc with Blue Fire and Sword of Change for that Chaos Spawn summon, and Arcane Conduit for that power recharge rate. We also have Changebringers, double Changebringer, very, very risky as you can freaking see. Yeah, but with Trollhammer Torpedoes and Quarrelers on the Dwarven side, it's very, very risky to bring these guys. But Marauders for the front line, Severed Claw, the Aspiring Champion ROR, they have bonus versus large and magical attacks and solid AP, plus a lot of HP and Protoss shields, so tough to drag down unless being focused fire by the Dawi side. Pink Horrors as well to shoot at any Quarrelers. Chaos Furies in the back line, and 3 in total. Yeah, right off the bat, we do have one of those Changebringers immediately getting shut down. It is like a 1,500 gold unit just being shut down immediately. That's such a tough thing to have to deal with. But these Changebringers do get a volley in on the Quarrelers, doing some pretty good work. Oh my god, are these going to get shut down too? Oh no! Double Changebringers shut down immediately at the very start of the game. That is so tough for the ZGN side. Already right there, I can't imagine that the ZGN side wins this. It's just the Trollhammer torpedoes absolutely butchered those Changebringers. My god, that was tough. That I don't know if the DG player can come back from that. You need to hold back those Changebringers until your infantry engages and everything else. Yeah, just in general until your infantry engages and your Chaos Furies jump in to stop the Iron Drakes from shooting. Otherwise, the Changebringers won't be able to get their shots in, and of course, they'll take in loads of damage from those Iron Drakes, who do have magical ammunition at the moment. So they're even going to do good stuff into the Pink Horrors and even the other demonic units like Chaos Furies. Yeah, they are shooting it in now into the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Already doing some great work. The shields are down to already taking a quarter of their HP off. Chaos Furies do jump in though on the Iron Drakes. They are going to do some pretty solid work and even hurting the Quarrelers as well. But the Slayers are coming over. That is one thing as well. Doomseekers would do fantastic at murdering Slayers. I mean, at murdering Furies. So that's why I say they can do some good work. Chaos Furies are going to be pulled out though smartly by the ZGN side, as they don't want to stay in combat with the Slayers, and now the Quarrelers are in range of the Pink Horrors. The Pink Horrors are going to get some shots in. Obviously, the Pink Horrors don't have fantastic AP. They have 5. That's still pretty decent. Slayers are helping out, at least trying to, with these Chaos Furies, but the Chaos Furies are taking quite a while as the Slayers are more anti-large, as opposed to something like the Doomseekers. Iron Drake torpedoes are up again and shooting. Actually, no, they actually end up routing off and are going to take an army ability bolt here from the ZGN side and lose a model or two. You have these Marauders eventually being shot, going to be riding off as well. Slayers finish them off. And yeah, it's not looking great for the ZGN side. Balance of power is looking way ahead for the Dawi side. Severed Claw also being taken down by Garagrim, and that's pretty rough. Just see Garagrim and Felix here fighting it out and taking down these aspiring champions. Just doing Velaya's work, butchering these Chaos Warriors. That will be going to the Dawi side. Well played to both players. Very unfortunate for the for the ZGN side. But that was pretty. It was a pretty early call there with the loss of those Changebringers. Yeah, Garagrim and Felix were just both taking those Severed Claw and grinding them into the dirt. When I said Garagrim is a great anti-infantry hero, that you can see that right there. He's done fantastic work, and the Severed Claw obviously are anti-large fighters. They can do okay work in infantry, but they're more anti-large specialists, so they're not going to do fantastic against Garagrim in the first place. But yeah, he just did some wonderful work there, especially with Felix there healing them up. Malachi didn't put as good of a showing this time, but it's okay. Garagrim carried him and Felix. 940 here, 257 on the Slayers, 591 here. Yeah, the Trollhammer torpedoes are obviously going to be where all the value is, 1396 and 446. Even the Quarrelers right here, 1107 on these guys. Yeah, just those poor Changebringers being absolutely butchered. Yeah, I wouldn't bring the Severed Claw. If I do bring the Changebringers, would definitely keep them back until the Chaos Furies engage, because then that gives you time to shoot with those Changebringers either into the Trollhammer Torpedoes themselves, even if it means nuking your Chaos Furies, or you can have them shoot into the back line or the backs of the Dwarven Infantry. That's also good as well. You can even use them to shut down the Quarrelers. Just have the Chaos Furies shut down the Iron Drakes, because even if the Quarrelers shoot, I mean, sure, if they focus fire one of your Changebringers, they can take a lot of damage. But that's if the Dwarven player thinks to have all three of the Quarrelers shut down one Changebringer. But yeah, if you say, like, say use, consider you have three Chaos Furies here, use one to shut down, one each to shut down both Iron Drakes, and then one left for one Quarreler, then you only have two to contest with. So you can just run in with the Changebreakers, get a volley in, dodge out from the arrows that the Quarreler is shooting, come back in, fire again, come back in, fire again, and repeat. As long as you're careful with the Chaos Spheres and don't let them die. Which, again, the Dwarven player didn't bring any Doomseekers, so nothing really that will butcher to them quickly. So they were able to survive for a lot longer than normal. Which would have granted your Changebringers a lot of time to fire. But yeah, let me see, Gep. I want to check that out real quick. But yeah, that was the finals, everybody. That will be going to Angel there for the Dawi. The Dawi do take it home for Valaya. I'm just speed things up real quick just to see what was going on with the spears there, because something definitely was up. That Dragon Slayer should not have been able to grind down all of those skeleton spears without taking much damage at all. Speed things up a little bit here. Obviously, it's going to take a while. Wish I could just go to like a time value in replays. That'd be really nice. Yeah, I'm just really just interested to see what the Skeleton Spearman bug issue was about, because this was a very, very close game, and it could have definitely gone to the Tomb Kings, or rather, theoretically should have, with how much infantry was still left. Not to discredit, obviously, Angel's good plays with Malachi there, hiding etc. back and forth. Yeah, but I was talking about the Iron Drakes being like resilient. Look at those guys coming back. They only had like 2 models left with like barely any HP, yet they still came back. That's how solid their leadership is. Victini is kind of lackluster, so you can't see who's magic for the factions and can't move back and forth. Yeah. There used to be a little handy mod that somebody had made that lets you see like winds of magic and other important values for replays. But the issue is that that player ended up creating a cheat mod, so his mods aren't trusted anymore. Yeah, it is kind of incredible how we're still not able to see like winds of magic for the faction you're currently spectating. Yeah, let's see here. So we have 4289 HP here. Going on for... I was gonna hit a minute here. And he hasn't taken any damage. Okay, he took one little damage, and that was from Cetra, I believe. Okay, so not looking great so far. Are they gonna hit him? So they are attacking, but is it just because... I mean, they have pretty pitiful melee stats, 14. That's still, again, guys, we're like 4 or 5 units of Skeleton Spearmen. I mean, Dragon Slayer does have 50 melee defense, and they are exhausted, but so is he. He is also exhausted. Well, yeah, look at 4216. We're at 13 minutes. Still 4216. That is ridiculous. How is he not being hit once? That is a minute gone by and he hasn't been hit. Okay, he's finally getting hit. But he's down to 4087. So he's lost like, what, 200 HP in the past 2 minutes? If that. So 4019 here. Okay. So now he's in the thick of it. He's in the thick of the blob. Let's see how he does. 3951, 1626. Okay, he's starting to take a little bit of damage. 3623. A whole minute going by so far. $33.22. So he's occasionally taking damage, but he's just like not being hit at all. And bear in mind, so these melee stats reflect each individual model in the whole entire unit. So each of these have a chance to hit with these melee stats, right? Now, again, their melee stats are pretty pitiful. They have 18 melee defense, and not only that, obviously, exhausted comes into effect here. I think exhausted is what, like another 25%, or like, I think less than that maybe? 20% melee attack reduction and armor reduction. So, it is entirely plausible that they're just like... stats are so pitiful right now that he's just somehow managing to luck it out. But like, look at this, 3273, and he's just not being hit right now. At this point, he's just not taking damage anymore. And he just finished off that spearman. What happened to my audio there? My audio is just like dead. Ah, that audio is awful. What's going on there? I feel like that the Slayer was just standing there and had to move and attack again. Even if the math works out, it didn't look like they were even trying to swing part of the unit. Yeah, that's... I don't know what is going on there. Like, he was sitting there like in the unit itself and they just weren't attacking. I don't know if I don't know. It's really weird. That is very, very weird. Both units were just like sometimes I saw that like the Dragon Slayer and the Skeleton Spearman would just like sit there and stare at each other, or like at one point the Dragon Slayer was sitting in between the Skeleton Spearman and neither of them were attacking each other, which I found weird. Yeah, something funky was going on there. I don't know. Because it was just like at random times that they would like seem to attack, and other times they wouldn't. I am interested to test that out. I'm like, let me see. Maybe the map caused it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it could be the map that caused it. I don't know. Yeah, that's a strange occasion there.
Serpent Slayer! Vacation! Bit of a wonder.
But I already feel like the Dragon Slayer is already taking considerably more damage than he was then. Obviously, the Skeleton Spearmen aren't tired right now or exhausted. Now they are, and look, he's still taking like, considerably more damage. So clearly something was up. Because look, the Dragon Slayer is taking so much more damage. And this is just with 2 Skeleton Spearmen. Yeah, like in like the span of like 5 minutes in that game, he took like less than 1,000 HP, like maybe 500. And here he's already practically dead. Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on there, but something is off. Yeah, I could totally understand why you were very upset, Hepidors, because that is very, very frustrating. Because he didn't even finish off. I mean, he was maybe possibly going to finish off a single unit of spearmen before he died. Yeah, I don't know what, something funky was going on there. But let us take a look at some other. And Tomb King Mirror, nice. You do have a Shiryuki on Skaven versus High Elves. Let's check that out. Hoping it's an Aryan. We should go through some of the replays throughout the tournament until, you know, my voice lasts. We'll see. It probably has to do with the terrain, yeah, maybe. There's that unfortunate thing with Total War, is that occasionally some mess up on CA's part with the maps will just make units act differently than they should. But for this game inside, we do have AK Claw with Brass Orb. He's on his Doom Wheel, Unlimited Power, Storm Demon, Howling Warp Gale for any flying targets like Phoenixes, etc. Frenzy and Ruin as well. And Musketeer. For the rest of the army, we do have Skaven Slaves and some Poison Wind Gloves plus Skaven Slave Slingers. Is that just 2 Poison Wind Globes? Yes, it seems like that. We also have the Avalanche Mortars. We see these guys once again. Last time we saw them, was it on this map? I don't think it was on this map. It was on a different map, but it didn't do so great. Let's see if they do better this time. Storm Vermin with Halberds, the newly improved Storm Vermin. We also have the Natty Boober Sharpshooters, Warplock Giselle, ROR. We of course have that Snipe and then Shield Breaker plus great AP values. Eshin Triads to protect that backline, along with some Rat Ogres. And that is it for the Skaven side. For the High Elf side, we do have good old Tyrion, heir of an Aryan. Luckily, there's no Karl Franz here to whoop his butt. But maybe this time he can whoop some butt. Maybe he can fight Iked Claw. We'll see. Sun Fang to try to grind through some of that Skaven infantry. Spearmen and White Lions as well for the infantry. Single unit of War Lions, or a double unit of War Lions, and then 4 archers. So is it just the one with light armor? It seems so. And some more spearmen on the back side. A Mage of Deathcaster with Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech plus Starwood Staff for that power recharge rate. For the range components, or skirmishing components, we do have 3 Illyrian River Archers. We'll be able to skirmish down any Rat Ogres, shoot any artillery pieces, get into the back line, etc. Alrighty, we're having the Warplock Giselle shoot into the Spearmen, doing some solid work. Shield Breaker, mitigating, rather turning those silver shields into bronze shields. So, wow, an incredible volley there from the Avalanche Mortars, just butchering those archers and White Lions. Oh my god, what is that value already up to? 700 value in the one shot. Oh, and then here comes another one. Oh god. Those archers are dead. Yeah, just gone. What Alina Reavers shooting and getting some shots into the Rat Ogres and into the Avalanche Mortars. They have 70 armor, so it'll mitigate some of that damage, but they are now in the range of these archers and the Illyrian Reavers, so. But we do have another volley in there, a full volley there into those archers, just absolutely butchering them. My god. Thank god we have another one. Another 2 left. Poison Wind Globes shooting in, absolutely butchering those spearmen. A Sun Fang probably going to go down on these Skaven Slingers, just shredding them apart. If these Poison Whip Globes get shut down, Spearmen pushing through, but they are going to rout soon. War Lions trying to find a spot. Frenzy Ruin hitting Tyrion and reducing his armor down by 30, and also doing some okay damage, but obviously better against blobs. I'm not sure if they threw it on Tyrion and Tyrion just pushed through, but a Brass Orb going to be hitting those War Lions, going to do some, White Lions going to do some okay work. War Lions also pushing through and get on top of the Skaven Slave Slingers, though we do have Rat Ogres here to try to screen them out, and they should theoretically do some good work there. Tyrion is being dragged down by the Storm Vermin. This is not where he wants to be at all. Very unfortunate. I think the Anirian might just get Tyrion sniped out here. A nice Storm Demon going to be hitting these War Lions. Going to do some okay work. But we do have the Illyrian Reaver Archers shooting in, trying to find a place to shoot. Avalanche Mortars finally gets shut down, but Before they do, they get one final volley off into those archers. Again, just doing some fantastic work. And not only that, they're being shot by the Warplock Giselles. And yeah, those guys are gone. So all the range components are, for the High Elves, are shut down. Though we do have one archer unit coming back, possibly. Plus the Alien Reavers. White Lions do get routed off. They're being hit by those Poison Wind Globes and the Eshin Triads Weeping Blades. Eshin Triads do get routed off as well. Ikenclaw trying to grind down the Spearmans with the help of the Rat Ogres. His Rat Ogres come back around. Might get a rear charge here on the Spearman. We'll see. Tyrion possibly hit by another Cleansing Ruin. Is it going to be overcast? No, it's just going to be an undercast. Going to do some okay work. So we're grinding him down, but he did get that. I'm guessing he did get his health proc because he is near his healing cap. Ragnar trying to chase down the Illyrian Reavers. Though one can probably be pulled back to help out with these engagements over here. Netty Boober Sharpshooters still up and about. War Lions do end up getting pushed off. They did try to shut down those Netty Boober Sharpshooters, but there's just too many components here to screen them out, including the Slingers and the Skaven Slaves. Rat Ogres trying to help out here and surround Tyrion, but the Spearmen are screening them out a bit. So they do have the mash to push through. Tyrion chasing down the Netty Booba Sharpshooters, but I think they've already done the work, honestly. I think even if they get shut down at this point, it doesn't matter because they've already done what they needed to. I mean, up to 47 kills, 1,300 value. But it does seem like it will probably go into the Skaven side. I don't think Tyrion's able to clutch it out here. He's going to fight with Ikenclaw a bit, but he does have the support of Rat Ogres, and Rat Ogres already giving him some nasty hits. Tyrion down at 1,300 HP, and will he fall here? Probably. We'd have another Flensing Ruin. And I do think the Aeronarian is biting off more than he can chew here. Now surrounded by rats, trying to run back home to Ulthuan. And there he goes and flees. To the Skaven it goes. Clan Scrat, take it. Keep an eye on the HE caster. Oh, sorry. I completely missed it. What did I miss there on the HE caster? I completely forgot about the HE caster, if I'm being honest there. I mean, they got 0 value, so I'm assuming they got sniped out, presumably. Seems like they got, sniped out most likely by the Netty Boober Sharpshooters, possibly. I can go back and check it real quick. I'll just speed things up a little bit. Yeah, sometimes you don't notice these things. The Natty Boobos happened. That's what I figured. That's why I think myself and a lot of high elf players like to bring them on foot, because they're a lot harder to snipe out. But let's check her out real quick. See what happens. Already focusing in on the caster. Taking a few shots there. Oh my god. They are taking a lot of damage very quickly. Please. No. They continue shooting in. And that's probably where they got a lot of their value, isn't it? Aside from shooting at archers. Yeah, just absolutely melted. Unfortunate for the high elf side. They just completely forgot about their caster, same like I did. Does she get killed off completely? She does come back. Yeah, I guess the high elf player just completely forgot about them. Because they did end up coming back. But did they get completely killed? Yeah, they do come back. Does it cast a single spell? Does she get off a single spell? Nope. I don't think she did. I don't think she got off a single spell before she got killed. That is quite unfortunate. I don't think she's. I'm assuming she's not going to come back. Negative 15 leadership. White line should be like right there. Yeah. Yeah, she's gone. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate for the high elf side. They did not get a single cast off there.
Creative game, yes, yes. Copyright patented, yes, yes. Trademarked.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. I think those fated units could have helped out a lot there with the rat, with the storm vermin, but with the storm vermin, even the Eshin triads could have been okay, and just spirit leech and Ikit could have also been fine too. But quite unfortunate. Check out a hayseed. One, we got wood elves versus high elves once again. Or we could also check out yeah, let's do that one.
Most masterful of masters. Sniping out their caster, yes, yes. Most cunning of wizards.
You have what else here with good old Durthu. Hopefully Durthu can put on a good showing. He was single-handedly carrying most wood elves matches on his back, so presumably he will continue to do the same. Lamentation of Despairs for that magic missile attack, which is okay. I think even with the magic missile change, I still think it's kind of bad. It does have 8 projectiles. Not a lot of AP on the actual range damage, but 100% on the explosive. So, I don't know. I've seen its use. I don't think it's all that great. Wilson's wild form, and then Flock of Doom, plus of course Sword of Death for his AoE damage and armor decrease as well, which is pretty nice. Pretty much like a mini Frenzied Ruin. Ancient Protector, negating any magical weapons in range of 35 meters, so pretty good. And for the rest of the army, we do have Dryads, full Dryad Vanguard with some Blade Singers, some sneaky Blade Singers in the back there. Hopefully the High Elf player doesn't notice, because if they don't, the Blade Singers will tear apart anything the High Elf player throws at them. Deepwood Scouts as well. With the Swift Shiver Shards, they do have that magical missiles plus 155 range, so pretty good. Eternal Guard as well, and then we do have the Enigmas of Gyran again. Interesting to bring these guys once again. They do have that regrowth and Flesh to Stone. But yeah. Oh, and did I go over the Flock of Doom and Wilson's Wild Form? Just want to make sure. But yeah, we also have some Glade Riders vanguarded on both flanks. For the high elf side, we do have Illyrian Reaver archers with 3-4 Shadow Warriors. My God, with it's a very dangerous game to be playing against. What else? A Vanguard with Shadow Warriors. Illyrian Reaver archers as well for the skirmishing. We have 4 Spearmen and double Dragon Princes. One being the Fireborn ROR. You have that AP bonus versus large with flaming attack, so theoretically great against the Wood Elves. We also have a Archmage of Life on a Sun Dragon with nothing. Yeah, it didn't show up. Flesh of Stone and Regrowth. I was like, wait, nothing on an Archmage? But yeah, let's check on the Moon Dragon. I always get these confused. They look like the Sun Dragon is like orange. Moon Dragon is yellow. But yeah, Book of Hoeth and Flesh of Stone and Regrowth. Off the bat, we are getting the Dryads shot up a little bit. The Race of the Frozen Heart already down to almost half their HP. And, I mean, if you do whittle down that Wood Elf infantry, it would make things a lot easier for your Spearmen. and might give you the win there. We'll see. The Book of Oath popped for that power recharge rate. Brad's continue to get focused down a bit. You have an Glade Rider going in there on the fight. I don't know what they were doing there, trying to chase down the Leon River archers, but they get screened out immediately by the Fireborn. Brad's get into the fight with the Spearmen. You have the Dragon Princess have an engagement with the Glade Riders that they start pulling out as the Enigmas of Iran are coming over. They probably want to get some support from Shadow Warriors as well if they want to continue with that engagement. But they are pulling back. Wraiths of the Frozen Hearts are going to end up eventually losing that fight. Blade Riders should probably go around and try to find purchase on the Illyrian Reavers. We'd have a Flock of Doom hitting the Spearmen. Archmage getting hit with the regrowth as she's being shot down by the Deepwood Scouts. She's being focus fire really badly, down to less than half HP at the moment. Definitely needs to get out of their range. Bladesingers absolutely tore apart the Spearmen and are going to start making their way over to the back line of the High Elf side. The Dragon Princess did go with that engagement with the Glade Riders and Enigmas, but they are going to pull out once again now as they're having to fight Dryads as well. Where are the Fireborn? The Fireborn definitely need to be pulled back over here to support the back line and not be pulled down by Eternal Guard, who do have that AP anti-large. But they are being used to shut down the Deepwood Scouts, so understandable, but definitely not the opportunity, not where they should be at the moment. As these Dragon Princes definitely do need help, and they're being dragged down by the Enigmas. Shadow Warriors still shooting. I'm not sure if it was a worthwhile investment bringing the Shadow Warriors, but they can kite for a while, hopefully, depending on if the High Elf player doesn't make any mistakes. Balance of power is looking a little bit in favor of the Wood Elves, and I mean, to be fair, the Fireborn have been completely routed off. They are terrified, and same with Thaye's Dragon Princes as well, down to 20 models themselves. So not looking great for the High Elf side. Have we had a breath attack yet? We have had a breath attack, and I've missed it. But a nice breath attack could probably help turn things around. But at the same time, what are you going to do about third two? I mean, Shadow Warriors are great here, but it's not like you have a Metal Caster, which is what I typically would like to pair the Shadow Warriors with. If you're going to bring the Shadow Warriors, I think it's worth bringing the a Metal Caster for that Plague of Rust. Speed things up a bit here as the War Dancers do get kited a bit by the Shadow Warriors. We do have a breath attack from the Archmage on the Bladesingers, and they do okay work, though they were mid movement, so not the best Dragon Breath for sure. Archmage is taking a lot of damage from those Bladesingers, my god, plus the Enigmas as well. Probably Enigmas in general, but I definitely think if the Archmage falls here, and yeah, she's starting to rout, and that'll be army losses. GG to both players. Yeah, the Enigmas are extremely expensive. Typically not worth it at all, but this is the second time we've seen them today, and that's why I like new player tournaments. You would never see these guys otherwise. 1736. I would say that pays for themselves, unless they're I think they're around like what, 1600 to 1800, somewhere around that range. 735 here on Dirt. He's not even the one who carried the Wood Elves this time on their back. It was the rest of the army, the Bladesingers, the Enigmas, and the Deepwood Scouts. They did great stuff. Yeah, Deepwood Scouts, 1103, 1581 on these guys. Even like Blade Riders did okay, 830, but 1736 on the Enigmas. Not bad. 600 value there on the Archmage. Shadow Warriors, definitely not the right investment here. 1033 on this one, though, did make its money back. Dragon Princess, unfortunately, they had a 2-on-1 engagement with this Dragon Princess and the Glade Riders. I mean, with the Enigmas and the Glade Riders. They're not fighting themselves, they're fighting Enigmas. But yeah, not a great fight there, especially if they didn't get the charge. I don't know if they got the charge or not, but it wasn't a fight they wanted to take in the first place. Yeah. Having your Fireborn being dragged down by Eternal Guard is also pretty tough. You really, really need those guys to be protecting your backline and to charging down any squishy units like the Deepwood Scouts. Always like Hayseed's builds. Yeah, Hayseed is always, from what I've seen from the last tournament, they always bring some fun builds. I like it. Yeah, well played to both players. Well played to everyone so far. Good job to everyone grinding out these new player tournaments. Do we want to check out the Tomb King mirror? Let's check out the Tomb King mirror. I might do this one and maybe one more. We'll see. My throat is already like failing me here, and my nose is like so clogged I can barely even like breathe. Enigmas cost 2,050? What? I knew they were expensive, but 2,000? Oh my god. That is ridiculous. That is so horrendous. And this game is incredibly silly. Okay, but Apodors, I mean, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the silly stuff. New player tournaments are extremely fun because of that silly stuff, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure the chat is looking forward to it too. Ayrton Kotep, DJ Kotep, he is not on his Roomba, he is on a horse. He is here, and he's enjoying his time. You got a bound ability of Sandstorm, does some okay work. Incantation of Curse Blades, and Incantation of Vengeance, plus Restless Dead. We also have the Lich Staff, which increases cooldowns of 15 seconds every time he's casting on enemies. And it's map wide, right? Yeah, it's map wide. So anytime Katep is spamming out any cheap spells, it increases the cooldowns of any enemies like Lich Priest or Delita, which is pretty fantastic. I don't think they have to be a spellcaster, right? Yep. There's any enemies in range, which is pretty nice. For the rest of the army, we do have Skeleton Warriors and Nehekar's Scorpion Legion, aka what were they used to be called in Warhammer 2 by content creators? Was it demonetization? Yeah, King Nikesh's demonetization or something like that. I can't remember. Ushapti for the back line is gonna be 3 of Shapti plus the Sneaky Snakes, the Eyes of the Desert, Spokro Stalker, ROR, plus 2 more vanilla variants. I love these guys. You guys will have heard me talk about them too much as it is, so I won't go back. I won't say it every time. But yeah, fantastic unit. Please utilize these guys anytime you're playing Two Kings. I bring them into every matchup. They're just that freaking good. Love your Sneaky Snakes. I also like to bring, what is it called? The Necrotect for the restore to heal my Sneaky Snakes up, because you definitely need it. They also can help heal up your Shopti too. But we also, for the Cav side, we do have 1 unit in the Hekar Horseman. Oh, and then we do have the Kepler Guard. Forgot about these guys. Tomb Guard ROR, great bonus versus infantry hitting unit, and they have magical attacks as well. But for the other Tomb King side, we do have Khalida with the Venom Staff. Venom Staff is very, very good. If you guys ever want to try that Khalida, Venom Staff is where to go. I really like it now with the magic missile changes, and mine will be done for that melee stat increases. We have 4 Ushapti Great Bows, one of them being the Chosen of the Gods. Chosen of the Gods probably going to do some good work for the gods. Carry Nehekara on their bows and do some solid work. We'll see though. We also have some sneaky snakes on this side, plus some cav snakes, the Necropolis Knights, on both flanks. The non-anti-large variant. Actually, we have the halberds on on this side as well. So a little bit of both. Got a little bit of both here. And the skeletons for the infantry. And then we do have a Lich Priest of Life with Light, with Shen's Burning Gaze and Net. Let's see how things go. Already the Ushapti's shooting in, getting some valuable work there on the regular Ushapti. Chosen of the Gods don't really have that great of targets, unfortunately. I think the best one will probably be the Kepler Guard. But they do have regen, so it will mitigate some of that damage. Yeah, already shooting in here. Actually, all the Ushapti are focus firing the Kepler Guard there. The basic Ushapti are much better at shooting against larger targets, like a monster's infantry and whatnot, as they don't have that burst shot like the Chosen of the Gods do. But it matters not. Yeah, I would definitely, if once you bring them around, start focusing in on the Eyes of the Desert. Obviously, you can't see these right now, but whenever they come into view, start shooting them, hit them with a net of Amnitok and start focus firing them, and that's exactly what they're going to do, and that is some beautiful work. Look at that fire then. Already down to already losing a third of their HP, but in return, the Lich Priest takes a brutal volley there, down to almost half their HP. The Eyes of the Desert continue to be shot. They're now getting into the range, and they're going to start shooting back into the Ushapti. A Sandstorm hitting those Skeleton Warriors, going to do some okay work. Will it turn back around? I don't think it will. Hopefully it doesn't hit their own infantry units. But Ushapti get in there, start wrecking through these Skeleton Warriors. These sneaky snakes start shooting into these Ushapti. They definitely need to be pulled back much further. Necropolis Knights probably need to come back around and help out with these Ushapti. And yeah, help out the infantry engagement. But we do have another Incantation of Vengeance, bringing down these, slowly whittling down these Chosen of the Gods. I would probably throw them more so on the Necropolis Knights, as they benefit from these higher model cav units, rather than the lower entities of, say, like the Necropolis Knights, who only have 16 models. But it still does okay work. It's not bad. These Eyes of the Desert do end up getting shut down by the other Eyes of the Desert. Brother, you have killed me, brother! And they're dead. These Sepulchral Stalkers getting a flanking engagement here with these Necropolis Knights. They get a volley there and do some okay work. They also have charge defense and versus large plus charge reflection, so they are going to mitigate a lot of that damage there from the initial charge of the Necropolis Knights with halberds. They're basically fighting their versions of each other, like a better version of each other. And they are going to get some support from the Ushapti. So those Necropolis Knights are going to get shut down. These Ushapti are up and shooting, however. Don't want to be wasting your shots on the Skeleton Spearmen, but I understand why they are. But definitely want to focus fire these Sepulchral Stalkers. Or, say, even turn them around and start shooting at the Ushapti. Sandstorm hitting the Skeleton Spearmen, but is starting to push through here and isn't really going to be able to do much else. Incantation of Vengeance on the Skeleton Spearmen, not really worth it, but I guess there's not many other great targets at the moment, though I definitely would have saved it for the Necropolis Knights. Now Goro Hirschman trying to screen out these Ushapti, or rather stop them from shooting, and that's really well played there by this Team King side. Shen's Burning Gaze going to be hitting the Skeleton Warriors, but obviously not going to do a whole lot there. What is this? A Ushapti 7, I believe, going to be thrown on top of these Skeleton Spearmen. These Necropolis Knights are being shut down. They only have 16 models left, and they are really being dragged down there by the Skeleton Spearmen. And they don't have any Necrotech to heal them up, unfortunately, so they might go into crumbling status and be shut down. Ushapti still not able to shoot, which is quite unfortunate. They're desperately needed to go shooting again, because these Eyes of the Desert do not want to be up. These Sepulchral Stalker do not want to still be up late game, but they are crumbling. 781 HP. but I think they might be finished off. You have the Ushapti being continuing to be chased down by the other Ushapti. There's so many Ushapti in this game. Great bows shooting in as well. And what are they shooting in at the moment? Right now, just shooting at the Skeleton Spearman. I mean, again, they don't have many other great targets at the moment. This one, the Chosen of the Gods, focusing on this Skeleton Spearman. Maybe the regular Ushapti could focus in on Ayrton Katep. You know, Katep could be an okay choice, considering he is on horseback. And they are going to turn around, might get a volley or two, we'll see. Incantation going to be hitting these Chosen of the Gods, at least right now. Yeah, and Katep is taking so much damage. Oh my god, is he going to die here? Jesus. You could see the Tomb Kings player trying to force path them around and try to like dodge some of these shots out here, but then they take another hit and he takes a volley from the Eyes of the Desert. Oh no! Is DJ Katep gonna be shut down here? He only has 200 HP, he's down to grumbling, and he is most likely dead here. Shen's Burning Gaze hitting these Ushapti, but the Ushapti are pushing through it. Might shut down this Lich Priest, we'll see. Lich Priest is trying to run away with his Ushapti Great Bow. But infantry-wise, it does look much better for Katep's side. We have a lot more infantry for Katep's side, but in return, we do have a lot more Ushapti and Sepulchral Stalkers. But obviously, Skeleton Spearman will continue to be able to screen them out and chase them down. Balance of power, though, is looking in favor of Khalidah's side, though when Khalida, as Khalida starts to slowly be whittled down, that might change, that we take another Shen's Burning Gaze into the back of the Skeleton Spearman and the Kepler Guard, plus the King Guard's Scorpion Legion. So that puts them into crumbling and is going to help out there. But I think Khalida will eventually be grinded out there. You have a Shen's Burning Gaze again when you're hitting these infantry. The Kepler Guard are taking quite a bit of damage. Especially with the Eyes of the Desert up and shooting again, which is not great, but they are being screened out slowly but surely by the Skeleton Spearman. Ushapti back up and shooting again, doing some good solid work. And Khalida is not going down without a fight. She said, I didn't hear no bell, and she's just going to be whacking things with her venom staff, carving through these undead. Skeleton Spearman continue trying to chase down the Eyes of the Desert, but I mean, they are so slow. 28 speed. It's going to take them quite a bit. Gonna start speeding things up here. Khalida does eventually die here. Balance of power starts switching a little bit in favor of Katep's side, as all that's really left here are the Ushapti and Eyes of the Desert. But they do need one unit in melee, I believe. I don't think you can kite like this, though we do have one unit, yeah, being sent into melee. These are Ushapti, so. Question is, can this one Ushapti grind them? They have 6 ammunition left, 6 volleys left, though they're going to constantly be chased down by the spearmen, so they can't shoot. Yeah, one of these units needs to engage. But either way, I do think it will be going to Katep's favor most likely. DJ Katep facing the music. And he didn't come on here. DJ Katep did not come on his Roomba today, so he was kindly escorted out of the party. Khalida was really hoping for Katep to bring some music in, but he didn't show up today, and he got whacked for it. 830 here on his value. 252, 370, 90. Jonathan Spearman, nothing to write home about. 887 on the Kepler Guard. Kepler Guard and the Spearman just kind of clutched it out there for Habadors. Orson, how'd you do? 943 on Kalita, 411 there on the Lich Priest. Definitely think I probably would have brought a Deathcaster there instead of the Lich of the Light, but the Net could do some okay work, especially if you're going for a Shopti build. 1195, 760, 1569, 1205, and 1975. Yeah, the Shopti got a lot of value there. Same with the Eyes of the Desert, as they were able to, I think, shut down one of the, I think it was, yeah, shut down these Eyes of the Desert really quick with that net. Did some solid work. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, as those Shopti continue to spin more and more volleys of ammunition, balance of power ticks more in Epidor's favor. So, yeah, that was that overall like in-game scenario was just much more in favor of Epidor's. By the way, Epidor's, I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly. Please correct me if I'm not. Yeah, that was okay. That was okay for a mirror. Well played to both players. Again, typically mirrors aren't that great to cast, but that was some solid fun stuff. Well done, Epidors. I think I already saw this one, yeah. And this one got casted as well. This one also got casted, right? Yes, it did. So we have two more. Let me check if there's other ones I missed out on. There was one more I can check out. And another hot fire potato replay as well. Pronouncing it wrong is accepted and even spiritually correct. I appreciate the leeway. Ooh, we do have an Ogre Kingdoms versus. I mean, we gotta watch the Ogre Kingdoms versus Empire, right? I mean, the freaking Ogre Kingdom player brought Gorgers. Gorgers. When do you ever see Gorgers? Yeah, do you pronounce it wrong as well, Havadors? But alright, for Wheezy Deezy, we do have Scrag the Slaughterer. I wasn't originally a fan of this guy. I mean, I still am not. I don't like his disgusting model. But Calamity from ODM has shown me the light and shown me that he is definitely worth it. He has more leadership and about 10 more leadership in general. And is a better melee combatant than the Slaughtermaster, so we're just like 100 gold more. So definitely worth it. Extra ingredients for that power recharge rate, and this does recharge if you're engaging your Lord in melee, so definitely want to be grinding down any cheap or like chaff units with your Slaughtermaster or Scrag to get that ability back. We also have Bull Gorger as well, a relatively cheap spell with pretty good buffs. Bone Crusher for any blobs that you can punish, does some good work. Troll Guts as well for that healing. And then we have Blood Gruel for that healing as well when you're spamming out the cheap spell of Bull Gorger. For the infantry, we do have Noblars, and we do also have some Ogre Bulls Iron Fists in the backline. They do have bronze shields from them being Iron Fists to help mitigate some of the arrow fire or missile fire from the Empire side. We do have Lead Belchers as well. Is it just one unit of Lead Belchers? It seems so. And then we have Noblar Scrap Launcher, plus some Crushers with great weapons. Very wild build we got here. An Iron Blaster as well. Some more Gorgers in the Vanguard with the Noblar Trappers. And then presumably the same thing over here, most likely. Yes, some more Gorgers and Noblar Trappers. Gorgers do have Vanguard, as you can see, plus Frenzy for that ITP, melee attack, and weapon strength increases. And I do have some okay weapon strength, 77 AP with 20 bonus service infantry. Empire side, we are going to have the Elspeth von Draken on her dragon. She's very expensive now, so not entirely sure if she's worth taking a lot of the times, but we'll see how she does. She does have Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech, none of her items plus life leeching. And then we have, for the infantry side, we do have Spearmen with Grendel's Defender, Spearmen ROR with ITP. We do have Halberdiers as well, 3 of them. Some mortars, just a single unit of mortars. I guess I could see some use out of it, but I wouldn't rather really bring it in this matchup. The Nobblers aren't your hugest issue, but I can definitely see them being okay. Just to whittle down on Nobblers. Gotrek does have his Heroic Fortitude, his Gotrek's Doom, melee defense of 40, and then 40% ward save. I can't remember if, I think Heroic Fortitude is just like added to the unit, like it's just a you don't have to pay for it, anything like that. So we also have Demigryph Knights, freaking Demigryph Knights with halberds. Let's see how these bad boys do. I love the Demigryph Knight with words are hard, you know, guys. It's such a mouthful, but yeah, I love these guys. Such a cool unit. Not great compared to other anti-large cav nowadays, but still very cool. They get an engagement here with the Gorgers and the Noblar Trappers. Not sure if this is exactly a great engagement for them, considering they are being 2v1 and they actually are in the forest at the moment, so they were taking a bit of large unit penalties. On the other side, we also get an engagement here. The Demigryph Knights get an engagement with the Iron Blaster, but the sneaky Crushers were here and got an engagement with those Demigryphs and are starting to take them down very quickly. These are the other anti-large cav, which they don't want to face at all and look very small in comparison, as you can see, both literally and metaphorically. Scrag takes a nasty breath attack from Elspeth there, my god, plus the Spirit Leech. He might end up getting killed off here, though the Crushers are here to defend him, so we'll see. Scrag isn't too shabby of a fighter, 50-40. Well, will he get routed off here just from a terror route? Yes, he does end up getting terror routed here, and they are right next to the border. Will he route off? We'll see. I don't think he will. I don't think the terror route lasts long enough, and the Crushers are screening out Elspeth. So, yeah, he does end up coming back. So, it is a... Oh, no. This is such a big loss here for the Empire side. They tried to snipe out Scrag here, and it was just such a nasty attempt there that it just backfired completely. Oof, that was so incredibly risky there and not worth it. Elspeth shatters off, and there's 3,000 gold just gone. The Crushers already got in a silver chevron. up to 3,000 value. Just, my god. Taking out the Demigryph Knights and Elspeth. I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure this game is already over. I don't think the Empire Blade can come back from this. Because all they have left is infantry units, beat up Demigryph Knights, and yeah, that was so incredibly risky. Just you don't want to be engaging with the Crushers with Elspeth there with no support, especially after the Demigryphs got wrecked so badly. My god, those low butchers are just taking those halberds apart. Just look at that. Yikes. Yeah, they get routed off as soon as they even get into the front line, and army loss is starting to kick in. And yeah, that goes to the Empire side. I mean, rather, excuse me, to the Ogre Kingdom side. Gotrek is going to try to fight the Ogre Bulls, but I don't think this is... I don't think, as much as he would like, I don't think Gotrek can clutch it out. It would be cool if he could clutch it out, but he doesn't even have Felix to help him out here like he does in the books. Yeah, it looked good for all about 5 seconds until, you know, Elspeth decided to jump down into Crushers. Got a little too greedy there. And, I mean, to be fair, the player's name is Pride. So, Pride kind of just... really took their name to yeah, they really went down with their name. 681 1201 on the Ogre Bulls Iron Fists, 498 37 31 on the Crushers there, 901 552 on the Forgers, 805 the Iron Blaster. Yeah, Elspeth not even getting... She almost got half her value of 1,500. Gotrek. Yeah, just these two right here are so incredibly expensive. It's just not worth it. And then Demigryph Knights with Halberds. I don't think I would ever bring these into the Ogre Kingdoms just because pretty much if they bring... Crushers, I think Crushers could probably even 2v1 both of these. Yeah, too much pride in the Elspeth there. I think that Nold pride just got to her head. Really thought she was the best caster and just tried to snipe out Scrag. Did not realize ogres are bigger than they look from up top, from the sky. Well, all I can say is that the ogres are going to be eating good tonight. They're going to be eating Ride Dragon. Ride Carmine Dragon probably has a very unique taste to it. Considering how fast that game was, I can throw in another one. Let's throw in another one. Why not? I think we already had enough of Tomb Kings, right, guys? We can go High Elf Dowie. No, we've had enough Dowie. Let's go High Elf Skaven. I mean, especially considering Potato brought Imric. And as we know, Imric is Chad and the coolest choice for the High Elves. Aside from Eltharion, but... it happens to the best of us, Pride. Don't worry. Do not worry. I've definitely had my own fair share of moments where I've made a very badly calculated mistake. Dragonhorn and Lord of Dragons on Imric, who is on his dragon, of course. We do have White Lions and Spearmen for the infantry side, and then we have a Mage of Life with Regrowth and Flesh to Stone. Fireborn ROR, the Dragon Prince ROR, and then we have the Lothern Sea Guard in the back line for the range component. They do have spears to protect themselves in melee if a large target gets on top of them. And we do have some Lyrian Reavers for the skirmishing side. For the Skaven side, we do have Ikid Claw on a Dumo, no surprise there, with unlimited power, Brass Orb, Storm Demon, Howling Warp Gale, and Flimsy Ruin. Pretty much the same kit as usual. And then we do have Clan Rats with Spears, and presumably more Skaven Slaves, unless we don't see any Skaven Slaves, which would be weird. Doesn't seem like there's any Skaven Slaves, huh? And then we do have Rat Ogres as well. Plus the Natty Boober Sharpshooters ROR and a Warp Lightning Cannon just to shoot at Imric, any Dragon Princes, etc. Doom Flares. Is it just... I think the Doom Flare is limited to one, so yes, it's just the one Doom Flare. And then Avalanche Mortar. Again, Deathglobe Mortar ROR. Are they going to do as much damage as they did last time to the High Elves? Are they going to put the High Elves to shame as they did once before? Already not looking great. Lyrian Reaver Archers are being absolutely butchered by the Natty Boober Sharpshooters. And not only that, by the Avalanche Mortars. We have another volley coming in here, and yikes. Those precious High Elf lives, they're gone. They're gone under Deathglobe smoke. Noxious fumes burning them from the inside out. Warp Lightning Cannons. Need some nice shots in on Imric as he's being hit by Flimsy and Ruin. And I think he got Howling Warp Gale originally, but now he's no longer, so he needs to start moving. He needs to get out of there as he's taking a lot of damage. A nasty Brass Orb hitting the White Lions and the Fireborn, who have taken so much freaking damage. What happened to their health? Oh my god. The Avalanche Mortars are just butcher. Oh no! The Avalanche Mortars are doing the High Elves dirty once again. Oh, this is heinous. This is dirty. This is not fair. The Elves are having a horrendous time right now. White Lions routed off. Lothern Sea Guard routed off. The Fireborn are in a bad spot. 25 models left. No point in even regrowthing them anymore. Might as well just save those for Imric. Breath Attack hitting the Clan Rats, but not even going to make a much value there. Imric, you are not doing a good job here, buddy. 56 value. Imric at 56 value this late into the game. 252 value. He's going to jump on Ikit. Maybe he can bring himself back in, strong arm Ikit, and bully him. But I'm not sure. Ikit's just going to get out of there. He's much faster on the ground anyways. Rat Ogre's going to come over to support, try to break through this front line. Imric continues to be shot by the Natty Boo Boo Sharpshooters and the Warp Lightning Cannon, which have yet to be shut down, unfortunately, considering they got absolutely the only mobility that the High Elves had got shut down by Avalanche Mortars. You get another volley into Imric, and he's just taking so much freaking damage, down to 3,200 HP. Another Howling Warp Gale. Imric, oh my god. Another Breath Attack coming down on the Rat Ogre. Is going to do okay work here, but I'm pretty sure Imric is going to fall here soon. Mage of Life gets knocked down by the Rat Ogres, and she's sticking by. She's sticking by Imric's side. She is his most loyal, and then never mind, she shatters. Loyal my butt. And she's gone. I mean, can you I don't blame her. I don't blame her. You see Imric taking as much damage as he is. It's like if you're playing an MMO, your tank keeps running into the AoEs from the boss. You keep trying to heal him, but it's just not enough. And at this point, you just say, "F it, I'm done playing. I'm just gonna die. I take the loss." Yeah, normally the Avalanche Mortars are an extremely risky pick, but here against the High Elves, they have paid off for themselves each and every time. They've done such good work just punishing the High Elves for blobbing up, and even they didn't even blob up originally with the Lyrian Archers. the Illyrian archers just took so much damage from that initial volley, and they weren't even blobbed up to any other unit. They got up a little too close, obviously, but they just took incredible amounts of damage. And then of course the Fireborn that feels so bad as the high elf player. Losing the Fireborn like that. 561 value on them is so tough. 318 on Imric as well. If you're that late into the game and you only have like sub 100 value on Imric, you know things are really bad. All the mobility from the high elves got shut down. I could see a reason for why white lines are brought just in case of maybe storm vermin, but I don't know. I also am not even sure about Imric here. As much as I like Imric, he's fantastic in most matches, but with the Skaven, if you don't have anything to shut down their weapons teams, he's going to take a lot of damage. Let's see. Everything else. Yeah, not great. These white lines literally got 0 value. I'm pretty sure they're one of the ones that got routed off from the depth globes. 1509 on Ikit. Ikit is just a menace. A freaking menace. Just a rat burrowing through all of your knickknacks and getting into your back line and just destroying every bit of sanity you have left as a player. Ikit is a freaking one-man army in multiplayer, just like he is in campaign. 1677, 936, 3336 on the death globes, guys. Avalanche mortars got 25,000 damage done. 185 kills. Yeah, with these weapon teams like the Avalanche Mortars, you're forcing the high elf player to, of course, have to push you. And then if you have weapons teams other than the Death Globes, like any with sharpshooters, you're also screening out some of their important units, pushing them back. They can't get into your weapons teams, the other weapons teams, like their poison wind globes, etc. Weapons teams are very hard to deal with. I'm not even sure how the Doom players did, but 400 value. Obviously, they weren't even like the start of the team. 1177 on the warplane cannon. It's been a long time since I've seen a warplane cannon pay for itself, but it clearly did incredibly well here. And Rat Goose did their job. But my voice is failing me now, guys. I will have to end it there. Well played to everyone in this new players tournament. If I can cast any replays from the last tournament, I will during this week. I'm probably going to try to get back into making videos again. So I'll probably throw some of them in there. If not, I'll do another stream. I'll let you guys know if I do. But nonetheless, thank you guys for coming to hang out. Well played to everybody in the new players tournament. Continue grinding those out and just having fun. That is the #1 priority, I should say, for you guys. Always have fun bringing some of those units that you really want to bring, even if they're not great. Try them out. Maybe you can make them work. They're new player tournaments. Any unit can theoretically work. I mean, I've seen somebody use a mutant rat ogre, ROR. I forgot what it's called, but they utilize that incredibly well, even though typically it shouldn't be. So, and I mean, you can see freaking Avalanche Mortars get used in new player tournaments and do incredibly well. So, yeah, just have fun. Bring whatever fun units you like, and try to make them work. And if they don't work, oh well. I mean, you had fun using them nonetheless. But I'll see you guys in the next new player tournament. If I do host a conquest tournament, I would like to see some of you in there, a new player conquest tournament. That would be cool. But if I have the time. Otherwise, I'll just be hosting new player dom tournaments until I have time. Otherwise, but thank you guys again, once again, for hanging out. Appreciate all the support, and it was a joy casting your games as usual. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good weekend. Until next time. Bye bye.